Okay, thank you, Wan,
Yes,
for the
yes,
warm
one time.
introduction. Thank you so much. Today, without further ado, allow me to share with you my presentation. Yeah, can you see it?
Yes, yes, we can see your slide.
Okay, fantastic. Whenever I have class, I always have problems with it. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to share with you today is about compiling personal corpora. I love corpus linguistics. I do not know about you, but I'm sure the reason why you are here because of your love towards corpus linguistics. And when I did my PhD in Lancaster University, this is my main aim for going to Lancaster is to do corpus linguistics. So Alhamdulillah, I managed to do that. Okay, now today my presentation will be about 40 to 45 minutes, and I will share with you some of the ways, steps, and principal factors that you have to abide by or you have to consider in order to build your own corpus. Okay, and this is the overview of my presentation. I hope you enjoy it, and then after that 45 minutes, maybe you can have we can have a Q&A session. And Aisha, I'm so sorry I cannot be here at 11 because I have something on at the faculty. So
Oh, bummer.
okay, Aisha will be touching on the web crawler, which is fantastic because it is one of the easiest way to compile your own personal corpora. Okay, now allow me to proceed. Okay, now before I start about personalized corpora, allow me to differentiate, tell you the distinction. Oh my God, distinction between ready-made corpora as well as personal corpora. Okay, ready-made corpora is readily available and then compiled by academicians or commercial researcher. And some of the examples available, like in Lancaster University, the British National Corpora, BNC, and it has been established since 1990s. It started at 1970s, and then they have collected various corpora. And when I was there, I was involved with the compilation of by Paul Baker, the corpora of BNC, British English 2006. So that because I wanted to be involved in how they compile. So it becomes what do you call this? They collected the corpora diachronic. They see what happens in 1990, and then 30 years later, 2006. So that is what we call diachronic. Okay. Then we also have Bank of English in Birmingham. Some of you are from Birmingham universities. So Bank of English is another one they have. But Bank of English is more of monitor corpora. BNC is more of general corpora. Okay. And then in Malaysia, we have Dewan Bahasa dan Pustaka. They claim it is a general corpus. However, to me, it's a specialized corpus because their corpus encompasses books, materials that are published by Dewan Bahasa. So it is, if you look at BNC is a general corpus because inside what encompasses BNC is very general. We have weather reports, we have journals, so it becomes a general corpus. So when we use a BNC in order to differentiate or to compare between our own corpora, BNC would be a fantastic what they call it comparison to be in order to know the linguistics elements or occurrence that happening in your own corpora. Okay, we also have the Malay Concordance Project. Even though it's Malay, the weird part is it is in Australia. It is parked in Australia. So we also have, if I look at the list of FRGS courses, Malaysian academicians have started some of the corpus, but some personalized corpora, but it is on a small basis. Okay. Now, personalized corpora, or sometimes they call it DIY, or unlike ready-made corpora, is your own corpora, and which you establish, which you compile in order to address specific, your own specific research questions. Okay, okay. Moving ahead. So when you are compiling your corpora, you need to have these key points. Okay. First, you need to know your design, and then you can move ahead. When you know your design, then you can look into the development of your corpora. Once the corpora is established or developed, then you have to look into corpus annotation. I will take you step by step, okay, how we go about doing it. Okay, next. Now, these are the tips given by Lancaster University on how to be corpora. And I realize that these tips are quite useful. Now, start with the design. For example, allow me to give you an example, okay? My first corpora that I did when I was doing my PhD, and I started my own corpora. It is called Specialized Corpora. And I wanted to determine, previously I was writing books about nurses, so nursing your English. So when we start doing writing our books, we realize that the vocabulary or the lexical use by the nurses are different as compared to the lexical items of in general used by the general people. So for example, my students, when they go to, I cannot teach my students general English. I have to teach my students very specialized English. At one point, my students said, one of the nurses came back to me, I cannot perform in my nursing duty, my clinical duty, because I don't understand what the doctor's saying. Example, the doctor asked me to chaperone him. And then I said, and then she said, I don't understand the word chaperone. When I go to your class, my class, which shows to you how fail I have been, I don't encounter these words. So in other words, the words that they use are very specialized. So what I did for my PhD, I come up with a specialized documentation for nursing corpora. So from there it started off. So you have to know you have to know what is it that you want to do before you start when you start designing your corpora. And then when you're doing your corpora, make sure you keep notes, especially when it comes to spoken corpora. Who are the who are the speakers? What levels? So these notes will help you with the metadata. That means when you have the metadata, then, for example, if you have a spoken corpora in Malaysia, this person speak in Mukim from Sabahan, and then from Sabahan, the metadata is from Sabah, which state, and then which age level. That means this interlocutor will be a Sabahan, age between 16 to 20, and then he is from geographical. Those are the notes that you have to take down or to jot down when you are compiling your corpora. Now, what you need to do when you are compiling your corpora, you have to save it. The text has separate files. Okay, so for example, this person this interlocutor from Sabah, age 19, you transcribe it, you have to save it in different set of files. And then after you have compiled your data, you have to check the accuracy. For example, spelling, for example, the notes in sometimes when you do transcription, there are some grammatical errors. Do you want to maintain these grammatical errors, or do you those are the things that you need to check. And then when you check your accuracy, see what other people, what other researcher or academicians who are compiling their own corpora, and then you have to exchange notes. Okay, then after that, once the corpora is ready, you have to do some you have to analyze. So there are various corpora tools that you can use in order to analyze your corpora. Okay, I will give you an example. Don't worry, it may be blurry for you, but you will understand it as we proceed. Okay, next. This is the step by step that I mentioned. I shall share this with the committee, and you can take my what do you call this? My slides later on. Okay. Okay. Next. Okay, these are what I meant by tools, suitable tools or for your analysis. For example, we have Encong, which is free of charge, and you can do analysis with Encong, like for example, collocations, keyword list, lexical list, and then the same Encong and Wordsmith is almost the same in terms of its usability. However, Encong is free, but Wordsmith, as far as I'm concerned, you can buy it for £20, £20 online, and you can get access. And then if you buy it for academics, and then you can, academic purposes, you can buy it for the whole computer lab. Like for example, in my faculty, we purchased it. I can't remember how much it costs, but it's less than 1,000 ringgit. And then the whole, what do you call this? The whole computer lab can use Encong. Okay. Now we also have W Matrix, which was developed by Paul Rayson in Lancaster University. Now with W Matrix, you can do annotation like post tagging, part of speech tagging, as well as semantics tagging. So if you have a corpora, if you want to look at from semantic perspective, the W Matrix will be a fantastic tool. And then the latest one that I see, in fact, if you go to LAEL, L-A-E-L, in Sao Paulo, on the 24th of June, they conducted with the cooperation of Lancaster University, they explained to you how to use LangSbox. So if you go to LAEL Sao Paulo, you can see the webinar that they conducted for LangSbox to show you how LangSbox, how beautiful LangSbox is, this tool to analyze your data. So I will show you some snippets of the findings when you use LangSbox. Okay, all right. Now, so this is one example. This is my old corpora. Okay, I will show to you how I prepare my own diachronic corpora. This is something that I shared when I did my presentation in UM. Okay, what I did was, this was my student's master's, mode A, and she has completed her study. And with her corpora, she could get 2 Corpus paper. Okay, all right. English language lyrics, English songs lyrics. So we collected, I collected. from 1960s to 2009. So when we started, it was 2009. We are about to add on to 2010. Okay, that is 1920. That will be about 25 years. Get it straight. 1960 to 2000. 25 years. 2000. Okay. All right. So we collected song lyrics for 4 genres. What do you call this? The ballads, which is very popular, and then rock songs, country music, as well as R&B. And then what we did was we got it from YouTube, and then we digitalized these songs. Some of the songs, English songs is quite easy. We can just download the song lyrics, and then we digitalize it. I will show you. And then what we did was we look at it in terms of the F word or profane words, profanity. Okay, and then the number of tokens is 1,412,000 words. Okay, so about 1.5 million words based on these song lyrics. Okay, and then each songs, we put it like 25 songs per genre. So 25 songs per genre for the whole duration, this duration. So we also collected, this is another project of my student, the UPSR test papers from 2015, 2019, and I have asked him to expand from the beginning of UPSR until now. And then what we did was we scanned the test papers, sorry for the spelling mistake, and then after scanning, we digitalized it. That means we put it on TXT file. And then what we did is we look at the gender representations on, and we did, visual analysis. And the tokens is 625 words. Okay, so 8,625 tokens. Okay, now this is step by step. Okay, first what we did is we downloaded the songs, the lyrics from www.billboard.com or metrolyrics.com. So when we look at this and when we make sure that the songs that we chose are the popular songs that are sang by that is aired in the radio since 1960, popular during the time, for example, the 1960s, and we have to make sure that all these songs are very popular. Okay, so this is what I meant by designing. You have to make sure that when you are designing your corpora, you have to have a rationale behind it. Okay, next. After we have collected the songs, we put it on Notepad. So this is Notepad, and it's free of charge in your computer. So it is a TXT file. So once it's saved under TXT, we utilize the Edit Pad Pro, and then this is it is free of charge for certain function, but you can also subscribe this. But believe me, it is quite easy. Okay, and then you can use for the songs. I asked Flora, my student, to use Claw. This is under Paul Rayson. Claw will be part of speech tagger for English. And then once it has been tagged, it looks like this. Okay. Sorry. And then this one is because I want to look at the part of speech. If you are using W matrix, then you have both. Claw as well as the semantic tagger. So if you use Wmatics, it will automatically post tag for you and semantic tag for you. So Wmatics, how you get how do you get hold of Wmatics? All you need to do is email Paul Rayson. He will give you the access. He will give you the username as well as the password for your own use. So he is quite nice guy, such a darling. Okay, all right. Then this is using Encom. Okay, so Encom, from here you can see that this is the word list. Okay, and here is the raw frequency. Okay, and this Encom with word list, and then Encom with concordance lines. And here I type the word come, and then you will get the list. Okay, right. All right. Based on this corpus, this is what I have gotten. Country, 20. Number of songs per year is 25, and tokens will be 290,000 plus. And then we have pop, 1960 2006, 25 years, and we have about 300. Okay, and then rock and all that. And then from here, if you conduct an analysis of type token, you will see the token for rhythm and blues lexically is more density. Okay, here is more words as compared to others. So country songs, why is it small tokens? Then you can make your analysis based on this. Okay. We have conducted the analysis, but I'm not going. I did not share that part of analysis. Okay, all right. Then I look into the what do you call it? The F word. Okay, and all these. So, for example, FUCK, highest would be R&B. Okay, FUCK, R&B. FUKS, not so much. So we thought that rock songs normally use more the word. However, okay, this is raw data. You cannot. So, and then we analyze it with a reference corpus, BNC, and then COCA. COCA is American English. Okay. And you see it is quite high. All right, next. So based on this, the F word across time and across genre, this is the results that we got. Okay, this is part of the analysis. So it's not that I designed the corpora to see profane words, but this is part of her findings, which to me is quite interesting. So if you see, in rock songs, so like I mentioned, R&B uses the F word more frequently as compared to the rock song, and country is quite minimal. Okay, and pop is in the middle. So these findings actually does not echo the what do you call this? Does not echo the findings stated by various literature that states that rock songs are hazardous for our young generation. We say, oh no, metal rock or metal songs. All this are actually, in reality, is not right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's the beauty of corpus linguistics. It justifies and it shows evidence what linguistically whether some findings are right or wrong. So our findings, it did not echo that, okay? What literature is saying about the negativity of rock songs. Well, it is still high, but it is not as high as R&B. Okay, next. Okay, the next one, what we did was we collected the UPSR test papers. One, are you there? You will
Yes, yes.
update me on the time, okay? If I go abort.
Okay, sure. The
Okay.
time is 10:25.
No, okay. Okay.
All right.
Really?
Okay.
Okay. Then for the next project was of ours was to gather all the UPSR paper from 2015 to 2019. So of course 2020 there's no UPSR, so we are going to miss out 1 year. Okay. Now from the test papers, we got it a hard copy. So what we did was we scanned it, and then we convert this by I Love PDF. Oh, this one is one apps that we purchased, which is quite interesting, and then you can do it. It is also available for free. Okay, so after that, after we converted it, we transferred it to Notepad, digitalize it. Okay, this is how it is. Now, OCR, no OCR, OCR. You choose with OCR. OCR means optical character recognition. When that happens, everything, sorry, everything is minimal errors will happen. Okay, so when you transfer it from the scan document into Notepad. So from here, this is the example, and you can see the number of when we need to check your data for accuracy in terms of spelling. This app has minimized that. So I recommend this. What is it called again? I Love PDF. Okay, and don't forget to choose OCR. Okay, and then this one. Okay, once you get this text already, everything you can do anything with it. So my student is looking at gender representation. Okay, for this time we decided to use Langbox. Okay, 4.5. Not this time actually. We can use Langbox, but we didn't for this presentation. Okay, this is Langbox. Okay, from here we can see this is Langbox, this is collocation. The word the is collocate with what? And from here, and it says here, the choose is one of the words, answer there. And from here, you can start doing analysis. Okay, and here this is outlier. Okay, and we are still analyzing this. And we have also this. And then we look at the word she, because it's gender analysis, is related to, for example, holiday, why. So in other words, she will use the word why very frequently, and then and some of these other words that is very interesting. So she is related to also books. Okay, and then she do what? This is where we connect to what do you call it, gender analysis. Okay, my student is still analyzing this. Pity him. Okay, next. We also look at gender representation, but we look at visual analysis. Now, for your information, this is question 12 to 15 in the UPSR paper. Look at this. The boys will be climbing the trees, and then doing it. But the girls, what did they do? They collect all the leaves and the fruits. Okay. I might be biased on this, but let's look at 2016. Oh my God, how come there is something in the middle? Okay, now here, the father, sorry about my logo here, what the father is doing is typical man action, reading the newspaper the moment they arrive at home. Bias again. But the lady, what they did is pouring food, domesticated actions. Okay? And then look at the other one. 2017. These are all girls doing activities in the kitchen. Mother, daughters. Why can't they put a boy here? Because if you look at the IG, basically we have boys from Malaysia. For example, who's that boy from who's Danish, I think, who's doing quite well in Instagram? He's a boy, he's a cook, he's a good baker, but being Malaysians, we are still doctrinating future generations in old school of thoughts. Okay, 2018. Look at this. During this is not Hari Raya. It is is it Hari Raya? One of the festive. And then who's doing this? All girls. Maybe this is a boy doing it. Okay. All right. So 2019, boys will do all these adventure activities and girls will do cooking. Okay. So what do we cover? In other words, ladies and gentlemen, this is our visual analysis of how we brainwash, doctrinate the minds of UPSR, okay, and we have not looked into the textbooks. My student is doing that at the moment. How visual analysis of our textbooks actually contribute to the doctrination of what they call gender biasness or gender representations in our textbooks. This could be another interesting findings, and I'm looking forward to have him complete his PhD soon. Okay, and then when that happens, I will share with you the findings. Okay, now another project of ours, this is under Dr. Anida, who is the leader researcher, this is our FRGS project, Manuscript Petua Bina Rumah. So we went to Pusat Manuscript Malaysia or the National Manuscript Center, and for one page, ladies and gentlemen, for you to have it, it's RM1. They are making so much money from this. However, this is so interesting. So we decided to take this, all these old manuscripts with regards to home building. Okay, and then, for example, we have this, and then we will translate this. This is Jawi, okay? And this manuscript is called MS741, and it talks about house, okay? This is a structure of how houses should be built in all Malay manuscripts. And then this is the translation. Okay, we have done the translation. And we are analyzing this, and then we are looking at it from the perspective of, we will look at, what do you call it, the Chinese Feng Shui, and then is there any comparison? And then these manuscripts is very interesting. For example, if there is certain days that you need to build a house, on Monday this should happen, on Tuesday you should sit at this place. So this is so interesting for us to look at it, and this is all manuscripts. The first example I gave you was diachronic analysis. This one is all manuscripts, and you see the translation. Okay, and this project we did for the Museum Pahang. He gave us this book. Dato' Faizal gave us this book, Citra Pahang. So this is a book And then in all of these are manuscripts that they have compiled. And then what we did was we scanned it. Okay, remember you have to check using the same OCR I Love PDF. We scan, and then you have to make sure that you mark it. For example, this is a title. Okay, so you have to do some marking, and then this is what do you call this? Notepad. Okay, all right. Then what we did is we used the length box and we type in the word Pahang, and then what does it related to it, and then we present this to him, and then he said this is so interesting because he now knows the relationship of the word Pahang to what it collocates with. Okay, this is the beauty of length box. Okay, and then this is also Negeri Indapura, and then Shah, and all these are related. And then they said they can, with this length box as well, all manuscripts, they can trace the history of Pahang. Okay, so it comes like dulu it is Indrapura, and then Shah, and then Kerajaan, the Sultan, and then at one analysis that is, and then Sungai. Sungai is very important in Pahang because they have 9 sungai, and they also have pulau and all that. It is so interesting. We find it, okay. So we are in the process of collaborating with them because they want to know history, and we would like to compile corpus. So it's a very a mutual collaboration, a win-win situation. Okay, we help them, and at the end of the day, they can help the museum know further about the history. And then this is through linguistics analysis, through literature. Okay, next. All right, another project that we're doing is the collection of all manuscripts in our university, specifically in Perpustakaan Tengku Bainun. We are also collecting manuscripts, and we have manuscripts dating back from the glorious years of Sabah. So in the process, okay, and then compilation of corpora via spoken corpora based on Negeri. And for your information, when we talk about states, they have daerah or mukim states, and then they have the sungai, and then when they have sungai, they also have pulau. Okay, and one of the project we are doing is the collection of folklore in this daerah. What is the folklore that they always emphasize? And we are doing this project with I would call it Museum Pahang. Okay, and then we are looking also at spoken corpora. Now, spoken, and this is what I call about design. Is it monologue or is it dialogue? So monologue will be you'll be asking question in order to pick up the accent of or the dialect of an individual at certain state or mukim. Okay, and then is it ladies? Jantina will be gender based. So ladies will say it this way, men will say it that way. So dialogue would be between two person, or is it from their radio, or is it from their political what do you call it, political speech by a figure, and then the age. If you look at BNC, British National Corpus, they have 4 categories of age. Okay, what are you looking at? Geographically, this is what I meant by mukim and sungai and pulau. For your information, Pahang has lot of pulau. Previously, it was a pulau, according to history, but as time goes by, this pulau is no longer existent. It becomes another land. I do not know why, but they say they have lots of pulau. Okay, so these are interesting perspective that you look. So this is what we call design. When you design something, the spoken corpora, do you want to include all? Do you want to include just the monologue? But you have to know there are certain guiding principles that you have to abide by. One of it is it must be representative. For example, the corpora that I collected for the songs, it is very representative because every songs, 25 songs per year, making it for 25 years. Okay, all right, next. All right, this is another project I collected. We went to this website, Pertubuhan Arkitek Malaysia. Like I mentioned, I like to do specialized corpora since my days in what do you call this, in Lancaster. So Architect Malaysia, is it considered as the words or lexical used by architects, are they specialized or are they general? So what we decided to do is, and if you go to this website, you can see all these are downloadable. And these, ladies and gentlemen, are your own corpora, something that you can use for a project. Okay, all right. From there, this is one of it. It is specialized architectural text, and we have yet to think what we need to do about it. So we can start collecting any corpora and think from there we can do. So what we're going to do here, we can do lots of things. One of this is architect. I am collecting also the weather reports from Jabatan Meteorology. Okay, and then after that we will compare. All right. This one is my latest one, COVID-19 pandemic, and I look at Malaysian newspapers. Borneo will be Brunei, and then Singapore here, and then from there I will look at the newspaper reportings, and these newspapers are online nowadays, and then we will look at the netizens' responses. What we would like to determine, this type of newspaper reporting will create some negative responses or what do you call it, from the netizens or from the readers. And then we would like for example, 17, 18, 19 of March was the time not only Malaysia had problems with panic buying, believe me, even in UK, they had problems with panic buying, and the shelves in all the shopping markets are empty because of this. Now we are capturing these newspapers, and then we will see what is it that triggered all these responses, negative or positive, and we would like to compare with various countries. So this is my latest interest. Okay, now whatever happens, ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand this is the guiding principle. According to my supervisor, Tony McInerney, and Xiao, he mentioned that the guiding principle would be, you have to know the corpus size. You must make sure the corpus that you compile must be balanced, must be representative. For example, when I did for the songs, is it balanced? Is it representative? This is very important before you are able to answer your research questions, and you are able to do an analysis and your findings can be generalized. Because if it's not balanced and if it's not representative, then they will question the results that you obtain, which is a shame because you have done so. And then you have to know how you capture your audience. Is it text-based? Is it web? Or is it you type one by one? Okay, data makeup. Okay, data makeup will be something like this. So here is the GE 2020 PAP unveiled. So this is what we call headlines. So you have to make up the headlines. So you have to have you have to be consistent in your markup. Okay, it's not okay in the markup, so that if you want to take out only the headlines, then it is easier for you to find the headlines. Okay, so which one is the full text? Which one is the subtitles? So these are what we call markup. Okay, markup is also coming back to my first. It is what we meant taking notes of what happened. Okay, and then corpus annotation is what you want to use. You want to use enconc. You want to use post tagging, semantics analysis. Okay, and then character encoding. Character encoding will be just like my manuscript nama, whereby we have to encode the bahasa Jawi and bahasa Arab. Okay, and normally they use the word Unicode. Okay, all right. Before I end, I would like to share with you this video. This is what I got yesterday from Jane Sunderland, my lecturer previously in Lancaster. Oh, adorable. And the title is A Bear, an OCD Bear. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to compile your own personalized corpora or DIY corpora, you have to be a bit OCD. Okay, so with that, I thank you. So you can contact me anytime. Guess what? My phone is ringing and my secretary is not here. Okay, anytime via my Facebook. I did not put up my handphone. You can contact or DM me via my Facebook, IG, or Twitter. The same name. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. MAZURA. All right, so perhaps the audience would like to ask any questions. If you have any question to ask, we have 10 more minutes before the session ends. Okay, so any question for Dr. MAZURA?
Yeah. Hi. Okay.
Anyone would like to ask any question?
Assalamualaikum. Can I ask a question?
Yes, darling, sure.
I would like to know what is the minimum size of a corpus?
There's no minimum size. As long as what you do is it cannot be one token but what you do, it must be you must follow the principal guiding, which is a representation and balance. So there's no minimum point. If you have a few corpora and then you want to like for example specialized corpora, you have the architectural text. Then after that you have the weather text. Now architectural text as well as the weather text. Weather reports are very short, small. Okay, so the number of tokens will be very small. So the architectural text will be a lot. because it's like one story would be like 2-3 pages. So however, if you compare this, as long as it's balanced, for example, if you're doing diachronic change, it is, what do you want to capture? 1960s to 2000. So you capture everything. So even though the number is different, what you can do is you can use, oh my God, you can do comparison of per million word. So the no matter no matter the differences between the corpora is not is no longer because it's small, you cannot compare to a big corpora. But if you use per million word or per thousand word, then you can compare any corpora at any number as long as
MAZURA, I think you meant normalization.
yes, thank you. Oh
No
my
worries.
God. Normalize it. So if you
Okay.
use length box, darling, if it's Encom and Wordsmith, you have to do it manually. But a length box, they normalize it for you.
I see.
Okay. That's the beauty of it. Okay,
Thank you so much, Doctor.
no problem.
Dr. Mazura, I have a question.
Yes, sayang. Nora Shikin.
I'm doing a corpus study, but specifically on metaphor analysis. So
Okay.
I'm planning to compare the use of metaphors between gender. So if I'm comparing between the two speakers, because I'm doing spoken discourse, after I make the comparison
Two
of the
speakers. Who are the speakers?
Yasmin Mujahid and also Noman Alihan.
Okay, you have to have a rationale behind it of why you use these speakers, yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
So if I do like corpus comparison between the two speakers, so do I have to make comparison with the BNC?
Yes. You have to compare it to the what do you call this, general corpus.
Oh, okay. So meaning that I made the comparison between the two speakers first, and
Yes.
then based on the finding, I make the comparison with the BNC. Is it?
Yes, you can use BNC or COCA.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. But of course, you have to normalize it, and that should not be a problem. Use length box, it's normalized already. If not, you have to manually count. Okay.
Okay. Noted. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Any more questions? No. Yay!
Hi.
Hi,
Hi.
Fadlan.
Sorry, I'm using my son's
Okay,
laptop. It's
no
me.
problem.
Okay. I'm Rafida. You know me. I know you.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Sorry about the using my son's
No
laptop.
problem, dear.
Okay. Just one quick question, Dr. Mazura. If we were to make a comparison, okay, is there any guiding principles in choosing the reference corpus?
A comparison between what, dear?
Let's say we are doing something on spoken discourse. Okay, spoken discourse, right? And then when we were to make a comparison with like the we Malaysians, okay, we want to compare that with let's say with the standard English, for example, right? So is there any guiding principle in choosing the best reference corpus in order to make the comparison? Something?
As far as I'm concerned, Tony mentioned or Andrew mentioned tak ada, but it's just that depending whether you want to compare, because BNC also has a spoken corpora. Okay, so you can compare spoken, or you can compare spoken to written, or you can compare spoken to the whole thing. That means spoken as well as written. But it will be interesting if compare spoken to spoken and then spoken to written. So BNC has two. So their spoken is about 10 million words. So you can compare that in order to see the differences between when you compare to on its own the whole thing, and then with spoken as well as only with written. So that will be interesting for you to actually see the guiding. What the guiding principles. It will go back to your design. What research question that you would like to establish? If you would like to establish it between your corpora as compared to the what do you call it? The English version. You said the standard English. Then it will be interesting for you to look at the written corpus as compared to spoken. Because if you look at spoken BNC, it's more of dialectic. It's dialect, especially northern UK kan. So it is not posh standard English. But Coca doesn't have spoken. So the only spoken that we have is BNC. But we have also other places like Mikasa. I know they have spoken. Archie. Is also spoken, but I do not know we have access or not. That's the problem. But BNC is just that the beauty of BNC, the accessibility.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I find it quite difficult to get spoken. Spoken, yeah.
And then for your information, in Malaysia, Malaysian English or Malay, spoken non-existent. I've seen people doing. If there are students outside there, please try and do spoken Malay, Corpora. I'm trying to do it now, but it takes so much time. When they decided to do BNC, dulu the late Jeffrey Leach, what they did was in 1970s, they took a huge recording and they go to all places in UK and ask people to talk. And that is not easy because dulu the recording radio their recorder is so huge. So sometimes they say the limitation of their spoken corpora is the fact that people are conscious of that defect that they are being recorded. So however, nowadays, but you have to abide by certain ethics lah kan. You can go anywhere with a very simple handphone je. You can record anything, and then that is the beauty. This is what we call prepared or spontaneous speech. That will be interesting to look, kan? But Malay memang tak ada. Oh my God, that's the and then on top of that, we have the tagger, Paul Rayson's taggers, semantic tagger. Malay, none. When we did the manuscript lama, the tagger that we use when we check, because remember one of the tips is you have to check your data. When we check our data for tagging, it is not correct. It's not correctly done. What we have available. So that is another research avenue I share lah, because this is a community of corpus linguistics in Malaysia. And then and this is the beauty lah what UiTM doing. A close networking between corpus linguists is non-existent. So thank you very much for creating this UiTM. Okay. Yes, promo to you, Aisha.
Yes, one more just to inform. We are working with the Kobe University of Japan. With Prof. Ishikawa. We started collecting the spoken last few months. Okay, from Asian learners. So now, from Asian learners. So UiTM.
Is that part of the IGNALE?
Yeah, IGNALE. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. She is a very
spoken by students.
Yes, Asian language learners in Asian. Okay, so they have collected from Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and throughout Asia. So UiTM have been one of the institutions being selected. So we have sent students' data, our students' data. We have recorded, we have sent. So now in the process of compiling and once it's
Transcribing
ready,
lah.
then Prof Chin will inform us. Then we can inform the rest of the those interested in corpus.
But must make the thing kan, people would like to keep it because it's commercialized kan. To have somebody who can do it and then they can access it is something that we did not have it yet. Some people did corpus linguistics because they want to use some people do spoken corpora because they want to use this apps called GIS. So but when they do that, it's only a recording of one word and then they trace it according to geography. So to me it is not comprehensive. Itu je lah. Any other question? Thank you, Faye.
Okay, thank you. No problem. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Mazura.
11 o'clock.
Yeah, a very useful and easy to understand session, right? So thank you for your willingness to be one of the speakers for APB
No
Corpus
problem.
Linguistics webinar series. Thank you very much. Okay, so I just would like to remind everyone, especially to you ITM staff, you can actually fill in the attendance link. The attendance link has been provided to you in the chat box, right? But we actually have another session. Okay, another webinar. The next speaker is Dr. Siti Aisyah Johari from UITM, APB UITM. So the title of her talk is Using iSwap as a Tool to Build a Corpus, right? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mazura.
I will look forward to the recording of your session, Aisha. Good luck, darling.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Mazura, for accepting the offer.